Season 5 SBR GT3 starts right here and now at Interlagos, the flowing Brazilian track around a lake. And let's get into who's driving who for Season 5 then. So Coleman in the Nissan, and he will be partnered once again by Brian in the Falcon Nissan team. Then it's the Zent Lexus team, and that is Panos in the 87 car, and teammates with Kozzy in the 96 car. The Hankook Alfa Romeo team arrive, and they have Liam, number 41, and number 51 Lewis as his teammate again. And the Corius Porsche team is Adam, 99, Jake Hill, number 24. The Black Death BMW M6 makes its debut, and that's with Will, number 8, the defending champion Nathan, number 1. Another new car, the Mazda 6, and that's Sean and the GoPro team, and he's partnered by runner-up last season Ben. Then we have the Petronas Mercedes team, probably the favourites, Yorgos, number 7, and Kevin, number 46. Then we have Bob on his own at the moment in the Sega Toyo Tires team, and the Aston Martin, number 48. The grid, Kevin on pole from Ben for round 1, then Sean and Nathan. It is on row 2. Row 3 is Jake and Lewis. Row 4 is Kozzy and Will. Row 5, Panos and Liam, so Liam well back for him. Row 6 is Yorgos and Bobby. Row 7, Brian ahead of his teammate, and Adam way back. And then at the back we have Brian. So we're all set for what's should be a stunning first round, and revs are up, car's looking fantastic. Every season seems to be an improvement, and we're away, and that looked like a great start by the Porsche, which is already trying to split the Mazdas. Nathan trying to get down the inside of Ben, but that's not on, and Kozzy's left his brain out and has gone right through the middle of everyone, smashing into them and up into 3rd place. But I'm sure that will be looked at after the race. Drivers were warned before this race about brainless driving and mindless driving, but that's put Kozzy up to 2nd, Ben's 3rd. Sorry, put Kozzy up to 3rd. Jake's gone from 6th to 2nd on the grid as they funnel through now. Back part of the track now, and there's a car off I saw, and it's Bobby in the Aston Martin. Let's see what happened to him. He's entering the Descida del Lago, and it's Will that's hit him up the back and pushed him straight off. Well, that could be trouble, bearing in mind the rules. And well, Will has waited, so Will, ever the gentleman, the Frenchman, has decided to wait for Bob, his fellow Frenchman. So I don't know why Bob's got an English flag, or British flag, sorry. But anyway, Jake it is the 2nd after a fantastic start. Kozzy 3rd, Ben 4th, under pressure already from Nathan as the rest file through. Adam really far down for him, and Adam's a race winner, so I don't expect to see him that far back, so he'll funnel through. And like I say, I must say it again, these cars look fantastic. There's 3 or 4 livery designers now, and they've all come out trumps again this season. Kevin already starting to stretch it, decided to go with the winning car from last season. And Nathan now up the inside of Ben with a terrible exit out the last corner, and down the straight. The BMW's pretty quick, and it's in front of the Mazda. The Mazda fighting back, trying to get the slipstream, and he has. Lewis there in the Alfa Romeo though looks dangerous, and he's down the inside, and he will take the position off Ben. So Ben steadily working his way back in this race. His teammate now just behind him, and who's that? That's Panos. Bit of contact there between the 3 as they all try to sort themselves out. And there is Adam trying to come back through, and Coleman's at the back. So what's happened to him? And it's he's had contact with Adam, pushed him wide, and that's put him on the grass and straight into the barrier. So he'll have a lot of damage from that, and it will take a little while to sort itself out. And he's actually even behind Will and that, who wait for each other. So disaster for Coleman and the tricky Nissan. Bob and Will sort themselves out. It's Kevin that's starting to stretch away. Jake doing his best in the Porsche. Then the Lexus of Kozzy. Nathan, Lewis, Ben and Sean. So the Mazdas have worked their way back a bit. Not a great start for them. As Liam tries to go around the outside of Yorgos, that's ambitious. Yorgos gives him the room. Okay, bit of driving by, great awareness by Yorgos to see that. But Liam can't get the position done in the Alfa Romeo that looks completely out of sorts in this field. It looks absolutely tiny compared to the rest. Well, that's wide from Kevin and he's on the grass. So is Jake though. Jake will need the slipstream from that Mercedes to have any chance of passing it, because we know from last season the Mercedes very quick in straight line. Number 46 leads then 24 of Jake. And this middle pack looks like they're just settling down for the moment. Early stages of the race, normally drivers tend to save tyres and fuel a little bit through the centre S. Through centre S, then through the curve of the Sol after that, down to the Interlagos, which has already seen plenty of action in this race. Bob trucking along pretty well, and wide again from Kevin, so he's starting to feel the pressure as Jake homes in, and he's bringing with him Cozzy in the front group. The second group is pretty much the rest of the field. Cozzy, the controversial Cozzy again. Remember, he was involved in quite a lot of highlights from the Nürburgring last round of season 4. It seems like he's learnt nothing, especially after that start. Look further back, and Adam's really not made a lot of progress. He's up to 11th, but Brian doing well in 12th, but he's now got Will all over him. Bob's not that far behind that. There he is. Coleman's still at the back, but all his damage is fixed now, and he can get going in this race and try and pick up some decent points. Cozzy now closing in on Jake. He had a good exit out of the last corner, or the last proper corner. Will he try to move down the inside, or is he still in tyre saving mode? It looks like he's still saving tyres and fuel. Meanwhile, these guys still in a line. So we're going to have to wait for some action, I think, as everyone just gets this phase out of the way. Now gives me a chance to go over the new rules. So the only new rule at the moment is the medium tyres been added, and you have to do at least 6 laps in this race on that tyre. So it'll be interesting to see when the guys do that. We think Coleman started, the only person to start on the medium tyre, which may explain his starting position. You can see the tyres there in the bottom left. RSS means racing super soft, and then you'll have M for medium. There's going to be maybe S for soft if people want to try that, but we think that most people will try the super soft most of the race and just use the medium at the end if possible. Or, well, it allows for a different strategy, I suppose, but medium tyre is not the greatest tyre to drive on. Let's just see how the drivers handle it though. Just through this phase of this race, things will start heating up, I'm sure. Yorgos just holding off Liam, and Yorgos pretty close to that Lexus in front, so if he chooses to, he could blast past that quite easily. We saw this last season, that Mercedes very quick, and he's thinking about it. He's going around the outside of Panos yet, and using the power of the Mercedes, he's got it done, and into the center S, losing the back a little bit of the Mercedes. But the position's done. Oh, he's completely overshot it. Actually, he's lost the back, and that's put him across the escape road, and now he seems to struggle to get going again. This wheel now closes right up to the back of Adam, dispensed with Brian, so he's after Adam now. So a shame that Will made that mistake, because he seems to have pretty good pace, and he's looking down the inside. Adam probably won't fight that too hard, and he doesn't. So that's Will up to 11th place. But now Kevin really starting to pull away in this race. So Cozzy's back in front of Jake. Lewis down the inside. Actually a typical Lewis move down the inside of Nathan. Nathan saw him coming luckily, and that's bottled these two up. So Ben and Sean now side by side. But Ben holds the advantage at the moment for Mazda, and they'll be a bit disappointed with the start of this race because they felt they had great pace, and practice showed that the Mazda was quick. So bit of a poor start for them, but I'm sure things can only get better from here. It's Lewis that's making the moves. He's moved past Ben, he's moved past Nathan, and now he's got his eyes firmly set on Jake. But Jake won't be easy to get past, the British touring car driver on his daily job, and he's gone wide. That's all the encouragement Lewis is going to need as he looks down the inside into Interlagos, and he should get that done, but he's a bit half-hearted with it. Bit of contact on the exit, pushes Jake onto the curb, and that should be enough for Lewis to get through. Now Nathan all over the back of Jake, looks down the inside. That's gonna be brave to get that done, and it didn't quite work. Ferradura is not really the place to overtake, to be honest with you. This is though, and he's might have got that done, but it's the inside now for Jake on the next corner. Ben's up the inside, a bit of contact, so he'll back out of that, and rightly so, and Nathan keeps the position. And they all managed to survive. Cozzy trying to go after Kevin, but Kevin seems to already be pulling away. Ooh, wide from Jake again. He's really not enjoying that last corner. And that's Nathan past him. Well, at least Nathan alongside him. See if we can complete the move, but I would imagine the BMW is a little bit quicker on the straight. Ben lurking with intent as well, but Jake's come across, and it looked like he thought about going in the pits there and managed to just bulk everybody, and that's put Sean past his teammate. So Ben drops another position. Started second in this race and is down to 6th. More contact, and Ben's back past his teammate, although Sean's still got an overlap. Remember, these two are teammates, and a little bit of contact on the exit as well, why not? But they sort themselves out, and meanwhile Kevin has pitted from the lead. We missed that as we were watching this battle, and what's happened there? So Jake's gone in too hot. Nathan's had to slam the brakes on, and Ben's up the back of Nathan, and they all go past Jake. So Jake really struggling with the tyres on that Porsche, and we saw that last season. It does burn the tyres up quite a bit, and this track is very abrasive. So Jake stormed back to 6th place. He was second at one stage. Ben just tapping the back of Nathan again there. So I think Nathan and Jake out of that group are the ones that are struggling with the tyres. So maybe the Mazdas were saving theirs early on because they are starting to make some moves. Will is already up to 9th, so he's really had a flyer. He's really not far off the back of that group. But Cozzy leads now at the moment from Lewis and Nathan, then Sean. Jake is in 6th. So Nathan, Ben, then Sean, sorry, the graphic's not quite right, then Jake, then Kevin's in 7th, so he's just pitted for tyres because he's still got half a tank of fuel, so he didn't put any fuel in, so he's going for a fast run on super softs. Lewis is closed down Cozzy though, and Ben down the inside of Nathan. Good move, get that done into the centre S, and he has, so he's moved back up to 3rd. So I'd say he's been looking after his tyres pretty well. Can Sean do anything about the BMW, the champion of last season? Sean was champion of season 1. And Lewis down the inside of Cozzy. Nope, that's not going to work. Cozzy keeps the lead. Ben wide though on the exit. Does that allow Nathan to get straight back at him? No, not quite. And Adam looks like he's just pitted as well. Yeah, Adam has pitted. Jake's pitted. Wheels come out as well, so a couple pit stops like that. Try and catch what tyres people are on as they pit, but Kevin stayed on super softs, that's for sure. He's down the inside of Sean. Will Sean give him the room? Does, bit of contact on the exit as Sean gets sideways. His tyres are starting to cry enough, but Kevin does it round the outside. Good move. And now he'll have Nathan to deal with, his championship rival from last season, but Nathan still sort of seems to be learning that BMW. He's not shown the outright speed that he had last season. But Cozzy still leads. Is there going to be a pit stop for these two? Nope, they carry on. And Ben's into the pits. So lap 8, he pits. He will go on to, will he go on to softs, and that will cover that in a second, but Nathan's still holding off Kevin, so that shows that the BMW has got plenty of squirt. Sean just sat back waiting for anything to go wrong. These two slight recent history of contact, but they've had words together and decided that they're going to sort it out and stop driving like that. I think they just got a bit too bigger rivals, and that's a good pass from Kevin. Fresher tyres make that pretty easy for him. Now Sean's trying to get around the outside of Nathan. Nathan didn't see him to the last minute, and now Sean, has he got an overlap? No, not quite. So Nathan stays in the 4th position. So Kevin on fresh tyres, but hasn't put any fuel in, so yep, going for a different strategy to most, I would say. So go around the Bico Tapato and down to the last sector of the track. There's Jake. So Ben's on mediums, Adam's still on softs. Should I see if anyone else is on mediums? Yep. Who was that at the back? That's Brian on mediums, I believe. So how far can these guys go? Cozzy carries on, but into the pits comes Lewis. And when Lewis pits, normally Liam pits, so Liam's in 6th at the moment, and he does pit, so they've obviously worked out a strategy between them. That's not uncommon. See if anyone else pits. Doesn't look like it so far. Will has caught the back though of Adam. So Kevin already trying to catch Cozzy for the lead that he lost when he just changed tyres, so just shows you what fresh tyres do around here. Jake in 7th now, Ben in 8th. Just need these pit stops to sort themselves out, and we go through the order again. And that's Lewis exiting the pit, but he's behind Ben. He was in front of Ben before the pit stop, so Ben's gained quite a lot. Doing that one lap on mediums has gained him quite a lot of time, and see he's ahead of these battles as well. Oh, sideways, massive sideways there from Will. Coleman carrying on now, he's on super soft, so that'll help him. And that looks like Kevin taking the lead, and he has. He retakes the lead. Sean's ahead of Nathan. So we didn't see that. Ben now fighting with Lewis, both on medium tyres. Ben sideways though. Confesses to hating these medium tyres. And wide at the last corner, and Lewis got a good exit. So what's that Alpha like? It's about half the size of the Mazda, so let's see how it gets on. A few people in the pits now though. Sean's in, Nathan's in, and Cozzy is in from the what was 2nd place, and he leaves. Just trying to see what tyres everyone's on. Saying softs again for all of them. But we'll believe that when we see it. Nope, mediums for Sean. So Cozzy definitely on softs, and I think Nathan went on mediums as well. Yes, he did. So let's try and get this order sorted. As Lewis though all over the back of Ben. He's definitely enjoying the mediums more. Can he send one up the inside? No. Not enough room. And off into the middle sector they go. And that is Will ahead of Liam. So Will's come forward well in this race as well. Behind him is Jake. Or is it Adam? No, it's Adam. And then it's Sean and Nathan. So they've dropped back a bit in all that pit stops. So they must be thinking of a 2-stop. Some of these guys I think are on 3. And Liam round the outside. Great move on Will. Take that. Great bit of drive in there. Outside's not normally a place to overtake. You need someone to give you room, and he definitely got that. Panos up in 2nd though. He hasn't pitted yet, amazingly. There's his teammate Cozzy who has. And these two still fighting. Ben and Lewis. The Alpha wasn't able to make the move in turn 1 last lap. Can he get a better drive this time? And a bit of slipstream. See seems close enough to me, and he sends one down the inside. Ben tries to cover it, but gives him room, and that's Lewis through. Bit of contact on the exit there as they both try to make the corner. Lewis, though, up into 6th at the moment. Again, still a couple of people to pit, so different strategy. Got 1 stop by the looks of it, 2 stop and 3 stop, so this is going to be interesting. Me trying to keep up with this. Brian's off. He's gone to done the Kimmy line. He's off into the car park. Back on the track though for Brian in a very tricky car, as we know. Ooh, what's that? That is Yorgos losing out to Jake. Jake slivers down the inside. Yorgos back to 4th, Jake up to 3rd. But we know that Porsche is destroying tyres, so he'll have trouble holding on to that as these two now just continue on. And Ben will probably just sit there and wait till he can get back on the softs. Liam, though, moving up well in this race as they come out the exit at the corner, and Ben's off onto the grass. He's got one wheel on the grass and the car's not coming back on, and he's gone off onto the AstroTurf now. So that's Liam past him, and then he gets back onto the track. Nathan up the inside, or was that Will? That's Will up the inside. Now he gets going again, and now the back's come round again, and he's off again. This is highly embarrassing stuff. Gets back on the track again. Car's slithering everywhere, so well, that won't make him enjoy these mediums anymore. Just seemed very strange incident. Come out the corner, he's already out the corner, and the car shot right. And once he got onto the grass, the car would not come back on. Meanwhile, we need to concentrate on the race a bit more though. That looks like Adam and Sean fighting. Sean trying to take the position, does. Adam's also struggling with tyres massively. And now he's got Nathan all over him, the champion from last season. Dives down the inside, makes short work of the Porsche, I would think. Well, no, he doesn't. He backs out of it, strangely. Unless he's fuel saving. So Kevin it is that leads. Jake 2nd, Panos 3rd, Kozzy 4th, Yorgos 5th. Although that's about to change. I don't know why I even bothered. Ooh, Jake there forcing. Who's that wide? Is that Panos? Yes, it is. Panos still hasn't pitted. He's running out of fuel though, so he's going to have to. So we'll wait for Panos to pit before we do the order. His teammate now right behind him, so you shouldn't hold him up too much. Or on different strategies. Lexus is glinting in the sunshine. A nice metallic livery there. Very nice cars indeed. And away down the straight, and I'm sure Kozzy will pit now, and Kevin's in again. This time for fuel and tyres. I would imagine it'd be another set of softs. And it is. Super soft, sorry. He puts half a tank in. So he's breaking this race up into 2 or 3 stops, I think. And that looked like Adam in. Was that Adam? It was. The 99 cut. So it's hard to get the order because everything keeps changing because of all these pit stops. Say a very abrasive track, and you can try and do it in 2. You can try and, if you want to be fast, try and do it in 3 if you just want to keep going flat out. So at the minute it's Kozzy from Kevin, Lewis, Liam, Will, Sean, Nathan and Jake, with Ben in 9th ahead of Panos. Ben's race is compromised after that spin, or those spins. Probably would have been ahead of all these guys, but now he's going to have to fight back. Jake though catching up to Sean. He's got Nathan just behind him. Jake on his new tyres. Just pitted obviously. Should be able to easily get past the Mazdas, whose tyres are a couple laps old, or a few laps old now. Will he look down the inside here? No, he'll wait for the straight. Need to get a good exit here. It's not been his best corner for drive, but he's got it. You need to go up the inside. Past Sean. Sean will fight it, obviously. Across the line, Will pits out of 5th. And Ben's in as well, so he's had enough of those mediums. And there we are. Mazda's in, and there's the BMW of Will. Will not taking as much fuel. and Ben's filling it right up, so that should be pretty much enough fuel for Ben to get to the end. Here comes Adam. He's having a less than stellar race, to be honest. He's nowhere near the front. Coleman a bit further back, and Brian's nowhere at the moment after that massive spin. Kevin retakes the lead from Cosy, as expected. Lewis in third, Liam fourth, so the Alpha's well up at the moment. Jake in fifth, closing them down quickly. And Sean sixth on the mediums, seventh Nathan on the mediums still. Panos is eighth after his pit stop. Yorgos ninth, there he is. Will's in 10th after that pit stop we just saw, ahead of Adam. Then it's Ben on super softs now. Bobby doing a good job with no teammate, up in 13th. But that will be rectified by next week, no doubt. Fastest lap of the race, and what a lap time that was from Kevin. 30.2. So just obviously a few gaps now as Nathan pits. So that's him, had enough of the mediums. And he might be able to get a set of softs, 10 laps I would have thought. I know he's trying that a lot in practice, so he'll be confident of getting to the end on those tyres. Especially if he's got some free track, and away he goes. And yep, with that amount of fuel he's not planning to pit again. And he's going to come out around the Adam Ben battle, I would have thought. And his teammate as well, Will. Here comes Will, who's recovered really well from that start crash, and makes you wonder where he would be. And he's ahead of his teammate. And here comes Adam. Adam won't get Nathan, and Ben's just hovering in behind. But his race is ruined. Adam wide. Just doesn't seem quite at home with that Porsche at the moment, but there's races that will come up to suit the Porsche. There's a few wet races coming up at Spa, and notably, and Red Bull Ring. But Kevin seems pretty unopposed up front. Cozzy's there, but we think Cozzy's got to pit a few more times yet. But he's keeping him in sight anyway. Kevin seems to be working a pretty clever strategy as always. To be fair to Kevin, he's probably spent about 3 days on it, solid, without sleeping. But now Jake starting to catch the Alphas, who have moved up the order pretty well. Flash of the lights from Jake as he homes in on Liam. Now Liam's normally one of the toughest guys to overtake, but he's normally pretty, he melts a little bit when he's got Jake behind him. Let's see. Now will he come across to the inside and protect his position? That's what Liam would normally. He's not, is he? No, Jake's going past pretty effortlessly. Yeah, no real defence there from Liam. Lets him take it. Liam will say he's running his own race though. It's Ben in 11th, there's Bobby in 12th, but he's about to be overtaken. As Sean's in the pits as well. So Sean's off his mediums and onto super softs. We'll see where he comes out as the two BMWs battling, and Sean's in 10th. With Adam behind him, Ben catching Adam all the time. Then we've got Coleman and Bobby having a good scrap. Like I say, Brian at the back after that spin that cost him a lot of time. And now Jake is on the second Alpha, so he's caught him in half a lap. This shows the pace he's got. Bit of contact between these two. Now Jake should get a good exit here and pull alongside the Alpha. Alpha's wide and Lewis shoots to the inside to try and protect his position. Jake seems to have got an overlap though. He's got it. That's the line you want, that you so rarely get. So I think these Alphas are just going to run their own race and not really interested in fighting Jake at the moment. Although Lewis is just driven into the side of him on the braking zone. And away they go. Now will he let his teammate through? Probably not. Yorgos in 6th, Panos 7th. Nathan then ahead of his teammate Will, so he's got that position. Then it's Sean, who should be able to get past Will pretty easy. Adam got Ben now for company. Around now down to the Interlagos, and well, Adam's covering the inside, doesn't want him to go through, so Ben switches to the outside and he'll look for a cutback, I would think. And well, he's just gone all the way around the outside, so well, Adam didn't see that coming, and he's taken the position. Adam obviously on slightly rougher tyres, like, but well, that's one way to overtake, I suppose. Panos on a strange strategy though. He's in 6th. He's made 1 pit stop so far, but those tyres will not get to the end. And the 2 Alphas now starting to hold each other up a little bit. They're probably in a chat together and probably screaming at each other to change positions. And out the last corner he comes. Liam, he looks like he's got more grip and confidence at the moment than Lewis, as they both lapped Brian. And they're both into the pits at the same time as always. So let's see how they come out of there. So Liam pits having just used the super softs. Lewis had the mediums, so that would explain quite a lot of the pace. Let's see who goes on to what for the final few laps. Only 7 laps to go now. Kevin in a world of his own though. Again, a bit like the Formula 1 race earlier on Sunday. He can pretty much do what he wants now. Could do a crossword or something. He's got this in the bag. Jake's in 3rd, still fighting away. 4th, Yorgos. 5th is Panos, who's he's going to have to pit again at some point. Then we have this battle, which is Nathan Will holding on well against Sean. And there's Ben a bit further back. The 9th, 10th is Lewis, and 11th is Liam, and they both have pitted, so they will be going to the end. So softs and mediums for Liam, so Liam's going to fall back in this race, I would say. But Lewis can attack on his super softs. Kevin still bombing along out front, the number 46 car. Cosy doing a good job. Just a bit of a shame that he pulled that move at the start, because he is actually a good driver. It's just has a couple brain fade moments which annoy a few drivers, but he has definitely got the pace. Jake's into the pits again for tyres. So it should just, well, you need tyres and a bit of fuel, I would have thought, which gets to the end. Past come Panos and Yorgos. Nathan's still ahead though, and something's happened here, and that's Sean. Sean getting past Will. Cut away to see that. Coleman with Adam all over him. But Coleman looked like he was pitting there, he did. So he's in, Ben's in and out. So where's he going to come out? Looks like behind Liam. Adam's really, like I say, not having a spectacular race to be fair. Normally up in the top 6. Bobby pits and Coleman pits as they carry on their fight. Yorgos and Panos still tracking each other. Sean though all over the back now of Nathan. Nathan's not really got the pace today. Normally expect him up fighting with Kevin. Just BMW hasn't got it on this track. And they go with Will still, like I say, Will really surprising me really after the start he had. He's doing pretty well. Kevin in though. Last stop of the day, and that'll be for mediums. Bit of fuel. Cosy in as well. So this is the battle for the lead, but I think we'll see mediums for Kevin. Yes. What will Cosy go on? I believe he's got to go on to mediums as well. Graphic doesn't always tell you the truth. Yes, he is. Yorgos in. Will back in again for more tyres. Meanwhile out on track, Lewis and Jake are fighting. Jake holding off Lewis there, or taking the position from Lewis, sorry. 5 laps to go. Lewis trying down the inside, looks like he's got an overlap on Jake. He'll take the position back, so this is far from over. Jake now settles in behind Lewis. We'll look for overtake almost instantly. They're behind the battle of Sean and Nathan, and this is how Sean took Nathan, so we missed that. Luckily we got a replay. Sean trying to go round the outside at centre air, surely not. No. Instead he does it the hard way and does it on the second part as Nathan again gets sideways. He's really not having a great race with those tyres and that car. And we cut back to this crazy battle between Lewis and Jake, and their gloves are off on between these two. They're having a right ding dong. Liam's back there on the mediums trying to sort it out as Ben passes Yorgos for 8th place. So trying to save something from this race after that massive mistake earlier. Panos, and then there's Will, so Will's going to look to get some positions back as well. Adam looks pretty much set for 12th, and that'll be disappointing for him. Coleman 13th, Bobby in 14th, and there's Brian in 15th. Kevin though, race in the pocket really. Massive lead over Cozzy. They're both on the same tyre, but I don't see Cozzy closing that gap. He's not been able to live with Kevin so far this race. Sean's up in 3rd though for Mazda. 4th for BMW is Nathan. 5th at the moment is Lewis, but he's got Jake all over him. These two are not going to give up. Jake trying to go around the outside, probably won't be able to get that done. Lewis covers it. Both take a big chunk of that curb and then back down this straight. And this is where they both seem to have the best chance of overtaking each other. They've done it a couple times already. Jake tries to go around the outside. Lewis should see that coming and does. Now he switches to the inside but gets a massive oversteer. And that prevents him from taking that any further. Ben meanwhile was past Yorgos and hunting down Liam. Will already caught Panos, so Panos' strange strategy hasn't worked. Bobby cruising along. So where are the battles then? It's definitely these two. These two have definitely got the gloves off. Through to the last couple corners then, and Jake's obviously just waiting for the straight, just positioning himself, getting close as he can. And now he needs to get out of here well, which he hasn't all day, and he's off again on the grass. But so was Lewis. Liam knows now he's probably a sitting duck with Ben on super softs, fresh super softs against his mediums. And here we go again. Now Jake's got the slipstream, pulls out to the outside as they head towards the first corner. Will he get it round the outside? Lewis, one of the late breakers, and now the camera finally flicks and we see that Lewis keeps position. Jake though is determined. He's all over the back of the Alpha, and this is for 5th place, remember, so good points. Jake with the undercut, sorry, up the inside, and that should be position taken. Lewis will fight it around the outside. Bit of contact. Jake has it, but now he's got the outside for the next corner, which should give the inside to Lewis. Ben though just storms past Liam with better tyres, and that's done. But Jake did get in front of Lewis, and there we are. Lewis down the inside, but that's not really going to happen. And they're both catching Brian to lap him, so hopefully Brian doesn't get in the way. He doesn't normally. Oof, Lewis just missed the back of the Porsche there. Almost, if he had hit him there, that would have been a spin out into the last corner. They've both caught Brian now. Brian should let him go on the straight though. Wide from Jake again, you could see that happening. And Brian's gone really wide. He's off to Rio. Down the straight. Both absolutely giving nothing here. Lewis around the outside again. They just cannot separate each other. They're just literally trying to overtake at every single opportunity. Jake keeps the position. Lewis though will try again down here. Through this fast sweeping left-hander and then onto the straight, and one of the best overtaking opportunities, to be honest. Jake thinks he's covered it, so Lewis will have to go to the outside. He'll brake late. The Alpha's quite a light car, so should be able to do that. Jake though just shows Lewis the edge of the track. Must have learnt that one off Matt Neal. Ben in the background though with Liam, and those two are going along quite well. Liam just hanging on the slipstream of the Mazda, but if these two continue to fight, will the Mazda get there? Looks like maybe not, with just 2 and a bit laps to go. Jake determinedly holding off Lewis. Lewis seems to be slightly better on the... Well, we know the Alpha's better on tyres. Porsche, one of the worst cars on tyres, especially on a track like this where it's abrasive. Lewis trying to go around the outside. That's not going to work. Especially now because he'll have the outside for the last corner. He backs out of it and he'll look for a cutback as Jake continues to go wide. He looks like he's really struggling with front tyre grip. And that's put Lewis all over him. Like he wasn't anyway. Meanwhile, Panos just ahead of Will. We've been concentrating on that battle quite a lot, and that's Will down the inside. He's got a good exit, and he should blast past Alexis quite easily. So Will up into the top 10, which is good after the first corner. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, these two are really knocking spots off each other, but in a fair way. I've got to say, it's some great racing. Jake continues to hold on to his 5th place though. And the blue and black thing that's coming towards them quickly is Ben in his Mazda. He'll be pretty fired up after what's happened to him in this race. There he is. There he is. Ben with the red flashes, and it's Sean with the yellow flashes on his car. So that's how you tell the difference between the two cars. Jake still holding on manfully from the Alpha, but the Alpha's got more grip, and that's proof of it. Just dives down the inside from Lewis. Did he overshoot it? Yes. Jake fights back, bit of contact. This is all getting a bit Villeneuve new in 1979. And Jake holds a position, and Lewis fights back again at the next corner. And he's sideways. Does Jake hold on to the outside? He's still there, and they're still side by side. Another little rub, and Lewis has got the inside now. Jake back up the inside at the last corner. More contact. They're both on the grass almost. Lewis gets hung out to dry, and Ben's there now with the Mazda as they go on to the last lap. They're about to start it. Kevin's well into his last lap as he's halfway around the course almost. Cosy looks like he's settling for 2nd. Sean's got 3rd sewn up. Nathan easily 4th, but 5th is not done. Jake from Lewis, then Ben, so closing up massively in the Mazda with his new tyres. He put his tyres on lap 20. These guys didn't. They were much earlier than that. And you can see the difference. So now it's a freeway fight for 5th. Jake holding off Lewis. Lewis will look to go down the inside again. He can't, so he's had to go to the outside. There's no room for the Mazda. He's just sat in behind Lewis. So who will come out on top of this? Lewis trying to go around the outside. Jake's running out of grip and patience. And he holds the position for now. Lewis will though surely go up the inside. Still got an overlap. I'm sure he'll do it. He does. And he's pushing Jake out a little bit. He's got the inside though. Ben's trying to follow him through. So Lewis takes the 5th position. Jake's 6th. Ben trying to go around the outside. He's currently 7th. But can't get that done. Can he get a drive up to the next corner? We don't know, because we're going to Kevin, who's going to win this race, and deservedly so. Dominated from start to finish. Great strategy, and what a way to start Season 5. The Season 3 champion wins the race. 2nd is going to be Cosy. But stewards will want a word with you, mate. 2nd in the Lexus. The Lexus, a great car. 2nd in the Teams Championship last year, remember. Debut for the Mazda is 3rd for Sean. Great debut. 4th for Nathan. He'd be disappointed with that. In the BMW. 5th is going to be Lewis. 6th is, looks like it's just about going to be Jake, and it is. Just ahead of Ben in 7th. Yorgos 8th. Liam disappointingly in 9th, but he just held off Will, who's 10th. Panos with a strange strategy as we mentioned in 11th. Adam will be 12th, and really there's nothing he could do about that. Look at his tyres. He's burning them up. 13th will be Coleman. 14th will be Bobby. So points for him, and a point for Brian as well. Coleman takes 13th. So that's your finishing positions. Kevin from Cosy, from Sean, Nathan, Lewis, Jake, Ben, Yorgos, Liam, Will rounds out the top 10. Then it's Panos and Adam, with Kevin with the fastest lap on lap 16, I think that is. So great racing. And 13th, as we said, was Coleman, and the first of the Nissans. Then it was Bobby on his return to racing in SBR. Then it was Brian rounding out the field. But the winner was Kevin, and deservedly so for Mercedes. But guys, remember, SBR wish to wish everyone the best during this difficult time. Stay at home and be safe for your families, and all the best to everyone. We know it's pretty brutal out there. But yeah, join us next for the sprint race.